Imagine that your body is a castle and your immune system is your army fighting off invaders like bacteria. If your army malfunctions and attacks the castle instead of the invaders, this is in a nutshell what it feels like to have an autoimmune disease. Hello guys, welcome to Curious Wellness. I'm your host, Chrissy, and today we'll be talking about autoimmune disorders. What are they and how they can affect our mental health, more specifically, our mind and memory. What are autoimmune diseases? Your immune system is made up of organs and cells meant to protect your body. An autoimmune disease is the result of the immune system accidentally attacking your body instead of protecting it. It's unclear why your immune system does this. White blood cells usually protect the body from harmful substances called antigens. Examples of antigens are bacteria, viruses, toxins, cancer cells, and blood or tissues from another person or species. The immune system produces antibodies that destroy these harmful substances. In patients with autoimmune disorders, the immune system cannot recognize healthy tissues and antigens. The result is an immune response that affects normal tissues. This response is a hypersensitivity reaction, similar to the response to allergic diseases. In allergies, the immune system reacts to an external stimulus that it would normally ignore. In autoimmune disease, the immune system responds to normal tissues, which it would normally ignore. There are over 100 known autoimmune diseases. Common ones include lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's disease, and Hashimoto's. Autoimmune diseases can affect many types of tissues and nearly any organ in your body. They may cause a variety of symptoms, including pain, tiredness, fatigue, rashes, nausea, headaches, dizziness, and more. Specific symptoms depend on the exact disease. Now, you probably wonder, how common are autoimmune diseases? Many autoimmune diseases are more common in women than in men, and they are quite common in the population. 1 in 15 people in the U.S. have an autoimmune disease. 1 million people in the U.S. have lupus, and 1.4 million have Crohn's disease. 1 in 10 people in the U.K. have an autoimmune disease. In 2023, type 1 diabetes has been on the rise in the U.K. The most common autoimmune disorders in the U.K. include lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Crohn's disease. And if you wonder, yes, autoimmune diseases run in families, which means that they are in the genes. With that being said, no, autoimmune diseases and not contagious. Okay, we know that they run in the genes, that they attack our own healthy tissues, but what causes them? The precise cause of autoimmune diseases is unknown. However, there are risk factors that may increase your chances of getting an autoimmune disease. Risk factors include, as I already mentioned, having relatives with autoimmune diseases. Some diseases are genetic. They run in families. Some medications. Talk to your healthcare provider about the side effects of medications for blood pressure, statins, and antibiotics. Smoking. Already having one autoimmune disease, you're at a higher risk of developing another. Exposure to toxins. Being female, 78% of people who have an autoimmune disease are women. Obesity. Infections. What are the most common autoimmune disease symptoms? There are more than 100 autoimmune conditions. There is an overlap in symptoms among many of these conditions, and distinctive symptoms can help differentiate between them. If you have one autoimmune disease, you have a 25% chance of developing other autoimmune conditions. This can make sorting out diagnoses more difficult. It can also cause some symptoms to be compounded. Symptoms categorized by type of disease include diseases of the joints and muscles, muscle aches and pains, joint pain, stiffness and swelling, muscle weakness, inflammation. Diseases of the digestive tract, bloating, constipation, abdominal pain, nausea, food sensitivities. Diseases of the skin, rashes, itching, dry eyes, dry mouth, inflammation, hair loss, dry skin. Diseases of the nervous system, dizziness, headaches, anxiety and depression, confusion and difficulty thinking, blurry vision, insomnia, memory issues. Other diseases, fatigue, pain, fever, chest pain, swollen glands, weight gain or loss, rapid or irregular heartbeat, shortness of breath, and temperature sensitivity. How are autoimmune diseases diagnosed? Diagnosing an autoimmune disease usually takes healthcare providers longer than it does to diagnose other diseases. This is because many autoimmune diseases have similar symptoms with each other and with other diseases. You can help your healthcare provider with the diagnosing process by bringing the following to your appointment: a detailed list of any symptoms and how long you've had them, a record of your family's health history. Note if anyone in your family has an autoimmune disease. In addition to interviewing you about your symptoms, your healthcare provider may do some blood tests to check for autoimmune diseases, including anti-nuclear antibody test, complete blood count, erythrocyte sedimentation rate. Specific symptoms combined with specific blood markers may prove that you have an autoimmune disease. After we learned what is an autoimmune disease, let's see how it affects our brain. Our brain has a barrier around it called the blood-brain barrier, which keeps out harmful substances. When inflammation occurs near the BBB, it gets inflamed and broken down, making it permeable, allowing toxins to come in and cause a lot of problems, the most common of which is brain fog. Additionally, we can back up even further and say that brain fog can also occur in response to a damaged gut. The intestines also has a protective barrier to keep toxins out. If damaged and broken down, the damaged gut barrier allows toxins to get through. Eventually, these toxins get to the brain by damaging the blood-brain barrier and then cause brain fog. Therefore, brain fog is common with autoimmune gastrointestinal diseases such as celiac disease and Crohn's disease. Brain fog is also called mental fog, is a feeling of mental cloudiness described as feeling foggy. People who experience this say they have a difficult time thinking clearly, focusing, and remembering stuff. This is due to a lowered activity in the brain. And although brain fog isn't a medical condition in itself, but rather occurs as common feature of other conditions, we can observe that is very common in certain types of autoimmune disorders. Although brain fog is neither progressive nor associated with declining intellect, it can be completely bewildering and erode a person's confidence and self-esteem. Some people with brain fog experience problems with speech and language. It can be hard putting their thoughts into words and finding the right words, and their speech might be slow and confused. How to decrease brain fog? Pace your mental activity. Pacing mental activities is a key aspect of management. Overall, this means finding a comfortable baseline of mental activity and splitting it up into small, manageable chunks with rest or relaxation periods in between. It's important to stop any cognitively demanding tasks or activities before you get mentally tired, and to avoid pushing yourself beyond your limitations once you've established what they are. Keep a list of activities and tasks. There are a number of practical steps you can take to minimize the impact of brain fog. If you experience short-term memory loss, it might be helpful to keep lists of important activities or tasks, appointments, and things you need to do each day, and to refer to them often. Having homes for items you might often misplace, like glasses, keys, and medication, can help, as can focusing on one activity at a time rather than attempting to multitask. Repeat new information so it sinks in. If processing information is a problem for you, try repeating any new information back to yourself. This can make it easier to retain. Practice good sleep hygiene. Conditions that lead to brain fog can also disrupt your sleep, leading to a vicious cycle of overtiredness. But it's important to do everything you can to ensure you sleep well. Getting into a regular sleeping routine can help. Try to go to bed and get up at about the same time. Make sure your bedroom is quiet and dark, and keep your bedroom for sleeping, not watching television or eating. Exercise and a healthy diet. Regular exercise, ideally outside, can boost your overall energy levels and concentration. If you're also suffering from fatigue, it's important not to overdo exercise. This can lead to a rebound effect with worsening symptoms for several days. A healthy diet, with lots of veg, fruit, nuts, beans, and whole grains, has been shown to improve brain health. Yoga or country walks can help you relax and reduce your stress levels too, doubling the benefits. Avoid exercising too close to bedtime, though. Keep hydrated, but avoid alcohol if possible. If you do drink, stick to the recommended limits of not more than 14 units a week, spread over several days, and with at least a couple of alcohol-free days each week. So today, we learned what is an autoimmune disease, what types there are, how it affects us and our brain, and how to battle the persistent brain fog. I hope you enjoyed, and if so, consider subscribing to my channel and ring the bell to be notified for new content every week. Check out my description box for the science references in this video, and you can also find my first book/journal about coping with anxiety. Thank you for watching.